Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. We also had the Crimson Hell, and a few of the allies Deku has met here. Now, Deku met Todoroki after his encounter with All For One, where All For One, he told Izuku he was the man who murdered his father. However, he also wants Izuku to understand. He's going to give him a choice, rather yet an ultimatum. He could make Deku work for him by force, but he'd rather Deku work willingly. He'd rather the boy actually comply and get out of that cell on his own terms. Deku was put in here for trying to steal devil fruits, and he's the son of a man who failed to deliver a devil fruit to him over a decade ago. Now, All For One, he tried to talk to Izuku to find out if he knew anything, but Deku, apparently he just seemed to be one of the run-of-the-mill thugs running around the world. And All For One was quite annoyed. Him gonna leave, and Deku, he then talked to Todoroki and Toru Hakakure. These two are devil fruit users he found on level 1. Deku, he thought about walking around the level whenever he does go to get free and enact his plan. Magellan has a poison ability as a devil fruit ability, and that's quite a problem. He saw how quickly it killed people. He even saw the way it reacted and the way it was. Deku has not been able to discover quite a lot about Magellan's powers, but from what he does know, they seem to be a Logia type ability. And Deku, he's certainly annoyed by that. Now, Magellan's someone that Deku needs to take down in order to escape, and gaining his Devil Fruit ability might be his best option for escape. He wants to kill Magellan and make the fruit he snuck in a prison a Devil Fruit. He wants Magellan's ability on his side. However, he not only sees flaws with this, he also sees problems. Escaping Impel Down won't be easy. And right now, after meeting both Toru and Todoroki, the three are making plans. Deku's made it quite apparent to the two what he's been doing. And he knows how the two have been staying alive, because he's been doing the same thing. Deku, he's talked about building a resistance to not only poison, but building his physical abilities to escape this prison. And that is quite a lot about him. Toru right now is quite alarmed though. Deku has been actually ingesting the poison from the spiders, slowly but surely building resistance. And right now Deku, he currently has to sit down in his prison cell. He's trying to remember exactly how long it's been. He's trying to remember exactly how long he's been in the cell. How long he's been running around and ingesting poison. And Deku, he does think about a lot of things. Currently him eating his food against the wall and sitting there. 250... No, 270... 263? You okay? I'm trying to remember how long I've been in here. 263 days? Nights? I'm just... My head's beginning to feel strange. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to count the times I've walked into that forest, but it's getting to be a bit hard to remember. Days are blending together, huh? Yeah, they really are. After that fucker came here, I don't know. He told me it was more than 3 months, and I thought I only counted 2. So, I don't know if it's over 240, then that means it's been 8 months, right? Or if it's been over 250, it's been 9 months. My head's just in a daze. Not getting sleep? No. I got the shit kicked out of me yesterday. They woke me up like that. So, you haven't been getting sleep either. You know how it is, though. Yeah. What about Todoroki? He's not too sure. He stopped counting, but he just knows that on his birthday, he just knows. Intuition? Apparently, his father came to visit him one year. He was the only person who ever got a visitor. That's concerning, though. From what I understand, the guy's a shithead. Or are we just the bad guys? We do what we need to survive. Sure we do. So, you have a devil fruit ability? Yeah, I do. Not just the hockey. Really? Yeah. Though I don't have those little bands you wear. We're gonna fall silent. And Narcy doesn't want to at least turn and bring her hand out. Deku gonna actually turn and see her arm. Her waving it and telling him, can he actually, like, look out here for a sec? Hmm? What is it? You don't have the bands on? No. So you can walk out of here. Or are you not a Logia? I'm a Logia. Trust me. Him actually still gonna bring his arm back in. And Tortoise will do the same thing. Right now the two both going to scoot down towards the middle of their cells. As Deku, he does actually still gonna sit there. As Tortoise at least gonna roll over and pretend like she's asleep. And Deku doesn't want to sit there. Right now a guard gonna walk past. And he does this don't stare at Izuku. Him giving him a bit of a grin as right now he doesn't want to stare at him. Walking past and down. And the two, they do cut their conversation short. As Deku, he does think about what to do. The next time he sees Magellan, he needs to be ready. He needs to make sure they can get out of here. Though, that's concerning. Sea stone. The restraints are made out of sea stone. And he's definitely a lot more concerned. Right now Deku's going to bring down his hand. And actually bring up his arm and look into his shirt. Him going to hide the light it is going to produce. Now Deku, he does actually go to bring his finger out, focusing. He creates a beam of light, small, but then he does to make it smaller and smaller, and shape it more. Burning through a lock is easy. Trying to pick one, though, that's a bit harder. Deku trying to at least extend the thing inside of his finger. And he does try to make the beam of light shine a bit less and less. But Deku, he also started to think about what he's seen. The way the lock is, they can be removed with keys. Though, it's also concerning. He can remove both of their bracelets, and afterwards they can get out of here. He thought about just trying to overload them with power, but the explosion could take off their hands, and he doesn't want that. If he's gonna need them on their side, or if they're... Oh god, his head. Okay. Come on, Izuku, don't let them break you. Don't let them break you. If he wants them on his side. Okay. If he wants them on his side, he needs to get those restraints off and keep them intact. Okay, Izuku. You just gotta pick a lock. Just a lock. That on Deku's mind. And right now Deku, he tries to focus a bit more. He tries to think about exactly how the key might work, how things might be. And that is definitely quite interesting. And Deku, he does go to wait. He does go to walk over and is going to try and get some more of the poison from the spiders. Todoroki and Toro have been doing the same exact thing ever since they heard he's done it. His tolerance has gotten a lot higher. In fact, he wouldn't say that he's immune, but he's definitely seeing a staggering effect. He's had too much of this kind of poison, and he's not too sure if it'll kill him anymore. He could withstand a high dose, but a lethal dose for him would probably be double the normal one. So, how is he gonna figure this out? I mean, he can't be poisoned, but Magellan being a Logia type? Yeah, if he's an element of poison, if he can turn his entire body into poison, regular attacks don't work. Okay, so he's like a slime guy, but hockey will work. Just get a surprise attack in on him, and then things will be easier from there. Keep it a distance. Hmm. Okay, that definitely is an idea. Then it took his mind, and currently Deku, he does have a few things go through his head. As the next day, they are released into the Crimson Forest. Now, this does mean quite a lot. Currently, Deku and Toru, they went running in the same direction, and Todoroki, he saw where the two were heading. Him watching many of the other prisoners run in one direction as he is going to turn his head. Him going to bolt off in the opposite direction. All of them know the location they'll meet up at. They all know the tree and all know where to go. And Todoroki currently, he's running through the forest, fast. And some people do to see him. Some are watching Todoroki run with amazing speed, as if he's a new inmate. And that is quite a lot of things. Especially because they've received a fresh batch last month. Now, Todoroki, he does move quickly. He's been trying to allow his body to heal a lot more. Try and lessen the effects of the floor. Lessen the effects of all the damage. His body's actually been healing and recovering. He's also been trying to sleep a lot more. Try and armor his body more during the beatings. Not let them know though. Yeah, they sometimes think that he's a little tougher, but hey, being here for long will do that to you, right? And that's on his mind. And currently there actually is Deku. Right now Deku and Toru, the two, they do sit under the tree. And Deku, he actually does not stand there. Him, with his hand up, trying to actually pick the lock. And Deku, he is trying to be careful. He allowed the light to flow into the lock mechanism. And it's certainly been quite interesting. And Deku does have a few ideas. He does have the idea to overload the small little part he's touching. Maybe try and cause a small explosion. Energize the interior mechanism and, well, cause a small pop. I mean, it could work. Though there's also the chance that he could probably set off a bigger explosion, the entire bracelet could go boom. But this metal. Okay, so there certainly is that. Got something in your mind? I do. Though, how strong are these bracelets? I've already tried to use hockey to break free of them. Trust me, it doesn't work. They're fucking durable. Lovely. So that idea's out of the window. First thing I tried. Right. Currently, Todoroki gonna walk up, expressing to the two. If he found them, the guards aren't far behind. Whatever they're doing, stop now. Keep an eye out for us. Todoroki gonna turn, and he's gonna step forwards, throwing out his hand. Right now, he would actually catch a spider and gonna crush it, and informing Deku, as he's gonna at least turn and drop it to the ground. Maybe he does need to keep proper focus himself. I would have had it. Sure. Though, are you expecting her to cover you too? If I'm going to get that thing off of you, I expect you to help me. I will help. I'm telling you though to be cautious. If they see you with a light in your fucking hand, they're going to put a lock on you too. Sure they will. Now, Deku's going to turn back, and he's going to fidget around a bit more. Before he's going to finally do something that does surprise Toru. He does at least throw his finger down a bit more and put more pressure down. Right now the light going to actually float throughout the entire mechanism and begin to do a few things. And Deku, he starts to increase the heat a bit. And Toru, she does really start to feel a bit strange in her wrist. She feels it heating up more and more. Before Deku, he does this to turn his finger counterclockwise and they try and press down more. And the metal inside, it finally does start to give way. It starts to creak and bend. And Toru, she actually does gonna feel something strange. As there is with a, well, bracelet, is just going to unlatch and fall onto the ground. And Toru's gonna bring up her arm. Her actually still gonna stare at her wrist and, wow, that's been, oh yeah, no, that feels a lot better. You good? Yeah. We're gonna bend down, grabbing onto the bracelet. Her gonna bring it up to her wrist, and it's gonna see if it still does at least have the latch on it. Okay, you melted the lock. I did. Though, I'd suggest you keep it. Her bring it up to her wrist. I'm gonna close it. They go turn to Todoroki. And Todoroki, whenever Deku's gonna turn to him, he's just gonna bring up his hand. Him pointing, as they're actually a guard, they're running towards the location. Them in the thick outfit, and the shoes. Them crunching on the ground. As another areas where the three, they just split up. Deku gonna turn and run into one direction. And Toru doesn't understand. Right now the three splitting up, as Toru does have a few ideas. A few things to do. Maybe she can use her powers now. Actually get things properly set up for them. Get them all out of here. Or maybe escape on her own. Though that last one, it's certainly... No. Her abilities don't copy memories. They don't do that. Okay. Just, wait a bit longer. See what they do. Do what they can, and then things will be okay. That right now in her mind. And there actually is where Deku, he currently is running through the Crimson Hell. And there actually is someone does a turn and go to encounter a guard. Him running on a tree and gonna see three. Him's still gonna freeze and stand there. As Deku does a turn, I'm actually still gonna bolt in the other direction. And the guards are going to give chase. The fourth guard going to actually find Deku as he had come running over a hill. And Deku, he's going to turn his head seeing the man. Him going to actually turn and look as he's surrounded by a wall. And that has been quite a lot. And currently Deku, he does at least turn back to the guards. I'm going to at least run around the edge of the wall. Now, Deku does at least try to follow and keep right. The wall's on his left and the guards are on, well, the wall's on his right and the guards are on his left. Right now he just needs to at least follow a path and maybe find something. Maybe find something that he can lead him away from them. A tree, thicker terrain, thicker glass. I mean, just find a way to evade them. Get away. Okay, but that's going to be troublesome. Deku currently going to run. And there actually is where Deku does at least a good turn. Him throwing his leg up onto the wall and running up the side of it a bit. He gets up 3 steps. I'm going to turn and leap through the air. Him going to actually leap towards a tree and grab onto the, well, spikes. Now, Deku, he actually does going to grab onto the spikes. Him pulling them down partially as Deku's at least going to let go. Him feeling them cut into his hand a bit. And Deku does actually going to smash onto a tree trunk and feel it cut into him. As Deku currently does a scream out in pain and alert the guards. Now, Deku is going to fall and smash onto the ground. Him feeling the spikes cut into his back as the guards, they do make their way towards him. And currently Deku, he does lay there on the ground as he's really trying to get back up. The guards watching Deku get back to his feet as there actually is a wound on his chest. And Deku, he's going to turn somewhat, running and limping away. And the men, they finally do catch up to Deku. However, Deku, he only got away with a light beating today. And that definitely does mean quite a lot. Especially since the injury to his torso, it can be patched up. Though Deku, he did something quite simple. He already hid the piece of glass. Now, that does mean quite a lot. And currently Deku, he does get back to his cell. Him actually going to sit there and count the pieces in his hand. 3 pieces of glass. A weapon for each of them. Though a piece of the Crimson Hell. Not fun. Deku's sitting there. And right now someone going to stand up and walk directly towards the door. Right now someone going to watch Deku bring his hands up to his cell. And directly walk through the metal bars. And currently Deku does a turn. He has an idea as to who might be coming here tonight, who might be making their way here. And Deku currently is going to walk over and is at least step in front of the cell Toru's in front of. And some people there are staring at Deku. He brought his hand up to motion for them all to be quiet. And many of them, they understood what this might mean. They understood how things might go. And they figured this all out. Tonight might be the night they all break out of prison. They all get out of the Crimson Hell. And some people, they were overjoyed. And currently Deku's going to bring his hand up. Him going to reveal a shining light as he's going to bring his fingers up to the lock and insert them inside. The lock beginning to actually burn away. As Deku, his fingers act like a thermite grenade, or just regular thermite, burning through metal at over 5,000 degrees. Now, if I do have that correct, that's how hot thermite burns. Anyways, with that being said, currently Deku, he has a burn through the lock, and Toru, she has gained the ability to step out of her door. Her bring her hand up, and actually someone going to pull off the bracelet. Going to turn and toss it back into the cell. Turning back to Deku. And Deku's going to stare at Toru. Her are now going to step forwards and bring him into a hug. And Deku is actually a bit more surprised by that. Okay, we don't have time. Alright, so what's the plan? Step back. Inside the cell? Trust me, you'll want to. Take on the appearance of the next guard you see. Afterwards, we'll try to figure things out. If he doesn't report back in, it might look suspicious. Or we might find Magellan. Right. So what now? Now we just figure this all out. You've told me your powers, and I've showed you mine. Now we just gotta figure out what his powers are. Deku gonna walk over. And right Todoroki doesn't want to sit there. Deku phasing Todoroki through the bars, as right now he just don't smile. He fucking knew it. And with that being said, Deku, he's at least gonna pick Todoroki's lock. Him gonna overheat it, and actually gonna cause the mechanism inside to melt. And Todoroki, he actually doesn't want to sit there. Him a lot more happy that his bracelet's been removed. He's had that thing changed a few times. And them slapping it onto his other wrist, what is effective, it's also annoying. His other wrist still does hurt from the last time they changed it. Though now he's free. And now Todoroki is going to turn to the wall. Him thinking about what to do. Attack the entire building and cause mass panic. That's a possibility. Though also trying to... what can they do? Deku currently going to turn, and walking over to a cell door. Bring his fingers up, and going to start burning away at the lock. I'm going to open up the door, and is going to inform the person. They will have a simple task. A few things they can all do. And Deku, he does start to at least unlock the doors in this cell block. Now, currently Deku, he does at least inform a lot of people as to stay where they are. And the guards when they do go to roll around the area, they do stare at the prisoners. This is euphoric to them. Some of them love what they do. They've never worked a day in their life. Because honestly, beating the ever-loving fucking shit out of these people, it does something so good for their conscience. And their therapy. Well, therapeutic? It's hard to really say. Though they were told what to do. Be harsh on these people. Lowest of the low. Low lifes. That's all they are. Hardly even human. Not worth an ounce of sympathy. That is what's going through the guard's mind. As currently Deku, he does actually somewhat sit there. And around the guard, they are looking into a cell. They turn their head and saw... what? Them alarmed. And around the guard is going to turn around. As Deku does stand there, the guard confused going to bring up their hand. Deku can actually smack the radio out of their hand and throw his hand forwards, smashing them in the chest as they're sent flying backwards. And the guard's quite alarmed. Them flying out and onto the ground. As currently there is, they just want to sit there. Then we're going to actually step forwards and get up. Them looking back at Deku, we're going to grab their baton. Then we're going to reach out and grab it, as currently the prisoners are going to smash their foot to get down onto their hand. They're going to turn and look up. And they are surrounded by... Oh, God. Now, the guard is pulled from their uniform, and the guard is going to scream out for help. However, the person, they aren't heard. Their screams will echo, but all it will be seen as is the ravings of a mad prisoner, who, if they're correct, will very soon be going... There we go, now it's quiet. Now, currently the guard, he is torn to shreds, ripped from that suit, as currently there actually was where Toru was going to bring her hand down. Her going to actually grab into the suit and stare at it, turning back to the person, wondering exactly if they should make a match. Now, Toru's going to bring his hand down and grab onto the radio. Ham going to stare at it and express, as he has a look at her about what to do, and Toru doesn't understand. Gonna walk over and bend down, bring her right hand down and grabbing onto the person's face. As right now there is, she's going to actually bring her hand back up and turn her body and appearance into that person. And some of the prisoners are quite alarmed. As Toru is going to stand up and walk back over, grabbing the radio from Deku and bring it up to her mouth. And he's going to try to ask if Magellan is anywhere to be seen in Block E. What do you want to know? What's going on? Is there an incident? Yeah, there is. One of the prisoners wants to talk to him. They're quite adamant about trying to face him. They want to make a bit of a bet. I think they finally gone insane. Huh. You serious? Yeah. Also, they're quite vulgar. What are they doing? Are they doing that thing that one guy did a few years back? Not drawing in blood. Are they drawing in not that either? Listen, just whatever Magellan's doing right now, tell him to take a break. Besides, it's been a minute since he's been in E block, right? I'll probably want to at least see some of the new blood. Then I'm going to at least stop talking. And the person on the other end is somewhat confused. They're trying to tell Magellan to go down to E block. Okay, so either their friends got in a backbone, or this is actually serious. Do you need us to come down there? No, just send Magellan. Trust me, he'll probably want to see this. Okay, now you have my curiosity. Okay, just get Magellan, dude. I'm not going to try and go through this with you. Get him. I'm tired. I won't get off my shift, alright? Jesus. Okay, fuck, fine. Then Emily's going to switch to a different frequency and go to radio into the office. And Magellan, yeah, he was a bit preoccupied. He was sitting in his chair, and he was definitely quite busy at the moment. Though he also was a bit concerned about a few things. The prison's been running smoothly for a while, and he's definitely been a bit curious. A celestial dragon came to visit that one guy a few months back, and the dragon's talking about coming by again. He wants to see if Deku's changed his mind, though he's also wanting to understand a few more things. He was told to wait until the boy went insane, but the boy's kept his sanity. Pushing him like that is definitely going to be hard, though it's definitely going to be annoying. Magellan right now going to someone stand, turn, and flushing the toilet. As right now he doesn't going to turn back and walk out of his king's chair. Now, currently there actually is Magellan. He's going to walk back over to his desk. I'm going to sit down and turn. I'm going to at least press a button because he got a message. Hello? Yes, sir. Are you busy? Not anymore. Though listen, what are you doing? You're interrupting my private time. Sir, something's going on in E-Block. Is it? Any updates on that one prisoner? I don't know, sir. I was just told to talk to you. It's something that you might want to see. Okay, interesting. Magellan gonna stand, and right as it at least walk into the hallway. He's quite curious about a few things. Quite curious about what this might mean. What might be happening? Okay, something he might want to see. Though what exactly might that be? And currently there actually is where Magellan, he does go to walk directly up to E block. And currently he does go to stand there. And looking around and seeing many of the prisoners in their cells. And the man, he's going to walk up to his cell in turn. And they're actually the guards that stand there. Them trying to tell Magellan about exactly what is going on in front of them right now. And Magellan stares at an empty cell. Him alarmed. Here I'm going to step forwards. And I'm going to turn over to where the door is. Right now him going to actually run over and grab onto the door. Finding that it's still locked, as he's bringing his hand down, grabbing into his pocket. I'm grabbing his keys and trying to find the master key for cell E, or block E. And currently there is resist, insert the key and turn. Him ripping it open and going to look around. Magellan going to turn back and ask, where exactly did, and Deku currently is going to throw his hand down. Right now him with a piece of glass, going to slash down a blade of hockey. And Magellan actually struck Ricky in the shoulder. Him going to actually don't turn and try and swing back. Him trying to attack Izuku. And around Deku, he's going to move fast. Him actually going to bounce through and Ricky onto the other side of the block. Him going to actually go to appear in the other prisoner's cell and turn around. Deku bring up his hands and actually try and blast out at Magellan. And Deku, he's quite alarmed when he does see one thing. He watches a beam fly directly out and smash into Magellan's shoulder. And the man, he's struck as the beam is going to go through his entire body. And Deku's going to watch on. He sees within a few seconds a wound and blood pouring out. And that means one simple thing. He's not a Logia. He has a physical body. He can be killed with light speed attacks. Though Deku, he certainly is quite intrigued. And currently there is Todoroki, who does go to actually appear. Magellan tries to throw out his mist, spew it out directly to Deku. And currently Deku, he actually just won't stand there, trying to get ready. I'm going to turn his head to look at another cell, as he basically tries to zigzag his way down and away from Magellan. And currently there actually is Toru. Toru, she does at least take a step backwards. As Todoroki, he does go to throw out his hands and throw them down. Him going to shoot out ice directly through and covering E-block. Now, currently there is at the top of the building, where processing does going to take place. There is the entire building above the ocean floor. And currently, a massive fucking glacier of ice is going to smash through, tearing apart part of the building. And the alarms immediately start to blare. Because the prison break has started. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.